places to go travel.
Okay, good afternoon ladies and gentlemen, and on behalf of Supreme Cruises, me, Captain Joe, together with my friend Herman, would like to welcome you for this harbour cruise. Well, we are going to visit two main harbours, namely Marsam Shelton and Grand Harbour. During this trip I'm going to give you some information about the views on our right hand side. We shall enter a number of creeks, marinas, shipyards, visiting some super yachts and cruise liners. As well, I will tell you something about the story of the harbours. So to start with, I will brief you a bit about the story where I will be taking up to the year when the Knights came to Malta. In 1565, together with the British, and then in 1814, we became a British colony. And this was to last until 1979. Tell you more about that as we continue along. Cangelao Portugal is what would you like to buy some drink, which is a pint of beer, a glass of local wine, soft drink, maybe a coffee or chocolate, whatever, cappuccino, and water. Later I will also come around to share. Bars are available, and smoking is only allowed with the back of a coffee. If you need some other information, please come to the cabin. In the meantime, enjoy your is Manuel Island, originally known as Bishop's Island, and it was renamed after Antonio Manuel de Villena, Portuguese Grand Master, who ordered the building of this fort in 1723. The fort was named after him, Fort Manuel, and in time, the whole island became known as Manuel Island. The fort has a magnificent parade ground and arcade, and once housed a baroque chapel dedicated to Saint Anthony of Padua under the direct command of the order. During World War II, Manuel Island and its fort were used as a naval base by the Royal Navy, at which time it was referred to as HMS Talbot, and later HMS Felicia. The chapel of Saint Anthony was virtually destroyed following a direct hit in March 1942. Entering creek number 2, known as Lazzaretto. The building with the arches on the right is what used to be a quarantine hospital known as Lazzaretto. Due to the great fear of disease, the Knights built this hospital in 1643, and for centuries the authorities enforced strict quarantine rules to all incoming visitors. All galleys and ships coming from suspected or contaminated ports were obliged to anchor in this creek, while the crew and passengers was transferred to the quarantine hospital for a couple of days. When everybody was still alive and healthy after some time, then permission to go ashore was granted. Trying to avoid the quarantine, measure was rewarded with the death penalty. Of course, no one in those days had a clue that the ship's rats were the transporters of the disease, and no one could prevent rats from swimming to shore. Even during the time of the British presence in Malta, the lazaretto was used for quarantine purposes. The town of Tashbish here derives its name either from the name Beshbish, meaning sunrise, due to its geographical position, or else from the word Jbik, meaning net, since the small town started off as a fishing village. It became a parish in 1969. The parish church dedicated to St. John of the Cross is run by the discussed Theresian Carmelite monks. Today it is home of a number of foreign embassies. The Knights, or as also known as the Order of St. John, originated in the Holy Land in the 11th century. After the fall of Jerusalem, the order held the island of Rhodes for about 2 centuries. Sliema the Great, the then young emperor of the ever-expanding Ottoman Empire, conquered Rhodes in 1522 and allowed the order to leave the island with all their possessions. Here the knights were left without territory. After 8 years, Emperor Charles V granted Malta as the new seat of the order. The Knights of St. John remained in Malta for 268 years and would leave a lasting imprint on the island. With the arrival of the Order of St. John in Malta in 1530, great changes were about to take place. Here we have the Sliema Marina, which is the largest yacht marina in our harbours, and at the entrance on your right you see this black schooner by the name Black Pearl. It is a bar and restaurant, but this boat has an interesting story as well. It was built in Sweden many years ago, and once it was owned by the famous actor Rolf Lind. In 1979, Black Pearl was used for filming here in Malta for the shooting of Popeye the Sailor Man, starring Robin Williams. A small Coast Guard unit operated by the armed forces. Besides many other duties, these boats patrol our territorial waters, they enforce the sea regulations, assist vessels and ships in difficulties, etc. Again on the right is the fortified town of Floriana. It was developed as a suburb of the capital city, Valletta. Floriana was named after its architect Pietro Paolo Floriana. Due to the fear of another Ottoman attack, Floriana was built to protect and further strengthen the capital city. Valletta. It was erected in front of Valletta roughly 70 years after the foundation of Valletta itself. From the side of Floriana, you can see some governmental institutions, such as the tax offices and the police quarters. The residential area of this town mainly lies on the other side in the Grand Harbour. At sea level here you can see one of the 5-star hotels in Malta, the Grand Hotel Excelsior. As you may have noticed, it was built in the shape of a cruise liner, especially during the night. It also provides a small marina to accommodate about 20 small yachts. This is Valletta, the capital city of Malta. It was named after the French Grand Master Jean Parisot de la Vallette, who led the Maltese and the Knights to the victory against the Turks. It was the 18th of May 1565 that marked the beginning of the 4-month-long battle known as the Great Siege. The Ottoman fighters are said to have numbered about 40,000. Including their elite units, professional soldiers and mercenaries, while the Knights and the Maltese, numbering a mere 9,000, put up an incredibly defiant fight under extremely difficult conditions. But on the 8th of September the same year, victory was declared for Malta. Due to the fear of another Ottoman invasion, the Grand Master La Vallette quickly started the building of more fortifications to further strengthen the harbour area. On the 28th of March 1566, the first foundation stone of Valletta was laid on the hill known as Chibaras, and this was completely built in 1571. Sharing Valletta's skyline is the dome of the Carmelite Church, the steeple of St. Paul's Anglican Cathedral, which was built at the request of the Dowager Queen Adelaide of England during her stay in Malta between 1938 and 1838. In 1980, Valletta was declared by the UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. the Valletta Peninsula, here on the right, stands Fort St. Elmo. Already in Punic times, a watchtower existed on this point. During the Great Siege of 1565, this fort withstood massive bombardments from Turkish cannons, and after a siege of 30 days, it was finally conquered to the detriment of many of Roman casualties, and all the remaining knights and soldiers of the Order of Sengleal were killed. Italy declared war against the Allies on 10 June 1940. It was the following morning after 6. And the first victims died in this fort attack. Today, because of the occupation of the war of the collection on display, it focuses on World War I and World War II. One of the three lost aviators is defended our island in World War II. These were nicknamed Fate or Charity. One of these airplanes.
You're watching Places to Go Travel. Please like and subscribe.